Hey guys, so tonight we're going to be talking about why it's important to read the Bible in context. So number one, when we're reading or quoting a verse, we need to make sure that we have read the full passage that it's included in, as often the surrounding verses will provide a better explanation and more information on what it is that it's trying to say. Number two, when we're reading the Bible in general, we need to understand that it was written in a different time culturally and socially, as this will help us to gain a better understanding of what the writer has written and what they wanted to say, especially if there's a verse in there that seems obscure or even difficult to understand. We as Christians have the responsibility to understand the Bible as best we can, so that way we can help others to understand it as well. It's important to remember also that the Bible wasn't written in our day and our culture. It wasn't even written to us. The Old Testament is actually written to the children of Israel, which provide them with their laws and their history on how to live with God. The New Testament, which includes the Gospels, which are written about Christ and Him being Israel's long-awaited Messiah, and letters or epistles, which are actually written to the early church to address the specific problems that they were facing at the time. The Bible gives us an account of the creation of the world. It tells us about our loving Father, gives us the history of Israel and in turn Jesus, and then tells us how to live our lives best by living in accordance with God and His will. So before we jump to any conclusions or turn our noses up about a verse or get annoyed with God for a verse that we think is wrong or that we shouldn't be in there, we need to make sure to read the surrounding passages as well. We need to do some research on our own about what was actually happening at the time, why it was written, and what the problems were. It's really important to read our Bibles in context, because that way we'll be able to understand what it's saying a whole lot better, and what we're reading will actually make more sense and we'll be able to get more out of it. So